All right, well, welcome back to another edition of Let's Weld Some Shit, all right, unfortunately, I've been having some camera issues, and I thought I was recording the part where I pulled out the horseshoes uh, and decided which ones I was going to use and got them up to this point right here where you see me starting to cut off the nails from the back side of the horseshoe. So this is the first step. Obviously, pull them out where they've been sitting in my bucket full of vinegar to pull off the rust. Then I cut off, instead of pulling out the horseshoe nails, I like to cut them off because I like how it looks from the other side once I do that. So I got to do this to each one of the horseshoes. Just cut off the nails. So it doesn't take long. I'm actually in a zone at this point. But also, look, take a look at that horseshoe, how warped it is. All of the horseshoes need some straightening out, and that's what I'll probably do next. Right here, as you can see that, it's called pounding the shit out of them. So that's the proper terminology. And as I do it, you can see my camera just fell over. All right, no big deal. I finished doing it, and this is what they look like now. Nice and flat, nice and smooth, right? Now, here's the point where I didn't have my camera really recording this. I thought I was aiming at it, but I wasn't. Anyway, this is where I take that wire brush on my grinder and just proceed to clean off any debris off the horseshoes. Got to do this to each one of them. Do it to the top side, do it to the underside of the horseshoe before I even begin to weld. So like I said before, the prepping part is what usually takes the longest, but the more time you spend prepping it, the better your work will look. So take the wire brush, both top and bottom of each one of the horseshoes. Take your time, no need to rush through this process. Besides, it's just me and the horseshoes. And there you can see how beautiful they look. Now, each one of these, for these projects, I want to close them up. I want to close the bottoms of it up for this particular cross that I want to make. So let's take it inside and put it on the vise so that we can close each one of them up. Oh, by the way, here's my girl and there's the other one. Anyway, moving on. So I'm going to put them on this vise here. Unfortunately, I can't hold up camera and put it on there and turn the vise. So let me set the camera down a bit. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. You can see I already proceeded to close it up. And here is where they've all been closed up because my camera died again. Oh my God, this camera. But anyway, when I was closing it up, it kind of warped them. So I had to beat them again, which now they're nice and flat. You know, not perfectly flat, but good enough. Good enough to start welding it together. So now, what I need to do is decide how am I going to put them together. So I have a vision in my head, but sometimes it doesn't come out the way it's supposed to, but yeah, kind of just a clover turned around, but there you go. There's the little cross I wanted to make. So now that I know what I want it to look like, and in that sequence, now I'm gonna flip them over because I don't want the welds to show. So flip them over, align them again, make sure it's how you want it, properly spaced out, and so two at a time, start welding them. But just a tack weld, right? Just want to hold them together. Simple tack weld. Add another one and tack weld. You don't want to really reinforce it with some solid welds because if it comes out crooked or it doesn't look the way you want it, it's going to be difficult to break it off. It's still possible, but then I have to involve the grinder and cutting wheel and so forth. So just tack welds. At this point, you can see that I've decided that this is the way I want to weld them. So I'm starting to reinforce these welds. So looking, make sure that it's holding on each side, and the last thing I want is for this to fall apart. So right there looks pretty solid. Now I got to decide which one is going to be the bottom side. So as I look at them, look at them, because not all horseshoes are the same. So on this one, looks like I decided on this one, welded the bottom, and here you go. This is what it looks like, my little cross. Pretty nice, right? Look at the welds on the back. They're not too bad. Hey, turn it over. He's not listening to me. There we go. All right. So, not bad. That's the back side. That's the front side. If you remember the butterfly that I welded, see that color on there? That's not spray paint. I add heat to it, and it gives it a purple, blue, and goldish color. So I might do that to this cross. Not sure yet. I'll decide later. But for now, we're out. Thank you for watching.